Installing Exchange 2010 on Server 2008 R2. We're going to follow the recommendation given by Microsoft website. I'm going to show you the list of recommendations. We're going to use in installing on 2008 operating system prerequisite. We're going to download and install Office 2012 filter pack, and then we're going to be running the import module server command, and then we're going to be adding the Windows features. This example, we're going to add just the typical features of this client install. The typical features will install the client access hub, the client access, the hub transport, and the mailbox server role. Okay, now we are on to our server. So folder I've extracted all the files on. Going to open it, and first thing we're going to install is the filter pack. Next. I accept. Next. Filter pack as successfully installed. Okay, now we're going to follow the other instructions. We open Windows PowerShell. Right, I already copied some of the instructions to a text file so we can follow it. We're going to import. We're going to run import module manager, and then we're going to add the basic features. If you notice, this is all the features that need to be installed for Exchange Server 2010 to be installed. We're going to copy, and we're going to hit enter. Here Windows is going to compile and install all the services that we need to install Exchange 2010. This installation is going to take a while, so I'm going to pause the video until this has finished install all the requirements, and we will continue the installation. Okay, now the services have been finished installed. I'm going to log on to the machine. Okay, now the machine have restarted. I'm going to give you a brief explanation what we did. What we did first was we installed the filter pack. After the filter pack, we ran a couple of commands. We used PowerShell, and then we elevated, we used the import module server manager, and then we added these lines which install all the Windows features. What we actually did was we went into server manager, so we installed the applet under PowerShell, which would be this command would have been launched in dist within PowerShell, and then we went and then we added this code commands add Windows feature .NET RAS and all of these feature. So if we had to do this using the GUI, we'd have to open Service Managers, then go to feature, then add features, and then select each one of these services one by one to get them installed. What this command does is actually does automate the process for you, so we don't have to go to Service Manager, add features, and install each features one by one. So this is what we have to do before we start the installation of Exchange 2010. Now there is one more surface that we have to turn on automatic. We're going to start Administrative Tools, Surfaces. Under Surfaces, we're going to scroll down and look for Net TCP/IP sharing surfaces. This is started when the machine started. This is for able to communicate to Exchange surface. Here it says manually, we have to set it to automatically. So we go to Properties, and the surface, we want to start it automatically. I will say Apply and OK. That's a prerequisite that we have just finished to install Exchange Server 2010. Now we're going to run the installation. Here I have the installation extracted already on my hard drive. Then we're going to run setup. Here it's going to still check to see if we follow all the prerequisites needed to install Exchange 2010. If we didn't, or we needed one of those features or requirements, it will automatically tell us that we need to install one of those features or requirements. We're going to do 3 install. We're going to install only language from the DVD. Alright, we're going to install Microsoft Exchange, and the installation will start. Okay, now we're going to introduction. We hit next. We're going to accept a license agreement. Next. Error reporting. You can choose to send error reporting to Microsoft if you choose to. Going to say next. Alright, and we're going to use a typical installation. Going to do next. Alright, Exchange. Specify the Exchange server organization name. Do you want a computer running Exchange? No, I don't have any machine running Exchange 2003 or Entourage. I'm going to say no. Next. Configure access server external domain. This is what you configure when you have setting up Exchange to access the external world, or when you want people from outside the organization email you in. I'm going to set up one right now. We don't actually have a domain set up, but I'm just going to go through the process so you can see. Go ahead next. Alright, customer service experience. I don't want to join the customer experience. Next. Right, and then it's going to go through and check all the requirements, the prerequisite, to make sure we have all the prerequisite, the languages, and then it can install all the features that we want to install. Okay, finalize installation, Exchange console management. Let's click finish. This is close. So I recommend to get the latest Kotlin updates. Say yes. And let's see if it's installed. The manager is installed. It's loading. Okay, that brings us to the end of the installation of Exchange Server 2010. Next, we're going to install Microsoft Web Outlook Access and see if a client could connect to the Exchange server.